All right, all right, all right. Hey, this is the Coach Wilson. I am here in my truck bringing you another Truck Chronicles. So, my topic for today is why it sinks in. And so, hey, what's going on there, Kimberly? Why it sinks in. And so, I've had several conversations with some of my business partners, and we're discussing, learning and personal development and whatnot. And I've had this happen to me twice in the last 24 hours. Both of the people that I was discussing some of this information with, they came to me and they're like, hey, listen, Coach, I'm trying to get this information to sink in. I'm trying to make it stick. And so, I'm having this conversation with them. And I'm like, okay, what are you doing to make it stick? What are you doing to make it sink in? And so, as I start talking to the ladies, they started to tell me that, that they were going to listen to the information over and over again. And I was like, okay, that's good. I was like, well, what else are you going to do? And so one of the young ladies said, well, I'm thinking about writing the information down. And I was like, okay, cool. But what else are you doing? And so it's like, well, I don't know what else to do. I just got to keep going over the information till I get it. And so it hit me that, people have an issue, they have a concern, they have a problem with getting stuff to stick, getting stuff to sink in. And so I started looking at myself. Things don't always stick with me. They don't always sink in. I remember as I was coming up in the military, I spent 25 years in the military, and I remember being talked to about different military tactics and techniques, but there was one thing, that kind of put the whole picture together for me. It's when we went out and we actually did it, when we went out and we actually ran a battle. I went to a class, a school one time called Battle Staff. And, at first it starts off where you're just talking about these different procedures and these different flanks and, these different operations. But it doesn't come together until you pull out the battle board and you actually start putting together a battle. And then you start to see how all of the different pieces fit together, how everything works together, and you start to see the big picture, and it starts to sink in. And so what I want to share with you, this won't be a long talk, but what I want to share with you is that if you're working on something, if you're trying to learn something new, if you want it to sink in, one of the best suggestions that I can offer you is to put it into action. If you're reading a book and it's giving you, hey, what's going on, Valerie? Thank you for the hearts. I really appreciate that. And let me just stop right there. I love the hearts. Hearts make me feel good. Hey, yeah, I love the hearts. So thank you very much for that. And also, by the way, as you're listening to this broadcast, if you find anything of value, please share this with your friends. Share it on your Facebook page, copy the link, share it, swipe left, swipe right, share it with your Periscope followers. But please share this so that somebody else can get some benefit from this. So anyway, just going back to what I was saying, one of the things that I found that provides the most value when you're trying to learn something is to put it into action. When you're listening to a CD, if you're doing some personal development, you're listening to a CD and you're trying to figure it out, you think you got it. Listen for the action steps of any type of training material that you're going for. Listen and look for the action steps, and then put it into action. Maybe You might read the information, you might listen to the information, you might watch the information, but I tell you what, after you do that, try to go put it into action, at least 2 or 3 times. Then come back and review the information again. You're going to be amazed at how much is sticking, how much is sinking in just from taking the action steps in the information. And so I wanted to share this video, why it sinks in. The reason why it sinks in is because you actually put it into action. I remember another course that I went to, and the gentleman said, if I tell you something, you're probably going to forget it. If I show you something, you'll remember a little bit of it, but you won't remember that much. But if I involve you in the process, you will understand. If I involve you in the process, you will understand. So here's my action steps. I want you to take that homework assignment that you're working on. I want you to take that Bible study assignment that you're working on. I want you to take that personal development course that you're working on. I want you to take that relationship that you're working on, because see, there's action steps in relationships as well. When you talk to people and listen, they'll tell you the action steps to take with them, and just to get off on a tangent, sometimes people are in relationships, whether that's business or personal relationships, and people give you action steps, but you don't listen to those action steps. They'll literally tell you point blank the steps that they need you to take to help them move along. But if you blow off those action steps and you leave everything to your interpretation without taking the action steps, which actually, help to put the whole picture together, you're going to be missing out. So again, you want to know why it sinks in? It sinks in because you heard, you saw, and you took action. That's why it sinks in. That's what it takes to sink in. So again, my name is Charles, the Coach Wilson. You can find me on Facebook. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, The Coach Wilson. Thank you for listening. I'll talk with you later. Bye for now.